Welcome to Offbeat, the light side of law enforcement. Part of the Treehouse Podcast Network. I'm your host, Steve Rutherford. Thanks for tuning in today. Joining me in studio, we've got the lovely JoAnn Jackson. Hi, JoAnn. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Over here, we've got Officer Michael Britton.
Good afternoon.
Good to have you here, sir. And down on the end, we got returning Fort Worth detective Curtis Hadley. Curtis.
Glad to be here, guys. Thanks for having me.
Man, we're excited. We got a lot to go over today on the show. Man, we got some crazy stuff. And I'll tell you, it's exciting having Officer Britton up in here because this guy, he's like a stand-up comedian. He missed his calling. He decided he wants to carry a badge and a gun. He should have been on stage with a microphone the whole time. But
I really can't shoot very well, so good thing I didn't have to.
Yeah, we'll see. You can't shoot very well, man, but you can talk great.
It's
so
the talking. That's what it is.
That's it.
And he's
Verbal
funny.
judo.
He's funny.
I try.
Verbal judo. Oh, Lord.
Kind
I
of
retired. I didn't think I'd ever hear that again.
verbal judo.
All right. And we all know from episode 1, Mr. Hadley down there on the end, you got a little bit of singing talent behind
I like to do it. It sounds good.
And I think we established before, you started singing in the bathtub. Then as you got older, you worked your way up to the shower.
You know, I like singing naked. I ain't gonna lie.
With a hard hat. Don't forget the hard hat.
Well, you gotta be protected.
That's right.
So.
You might get a little crazy in there, dancing.
Just got that mental picture. It's in there.
It'll never go
It's
away.
in there. It's in there.
You're welcome.
It's in
Yes,
there.
I charge for those actually. So
OnlyFans.
Hey, just don't ask him to autograph that photo.
don't eat the yellow snow, guys.
We're good. We're good.
Well, Curtis, why don't you rip something off for us and break
All
us
right.
in today?
All right, let's do something a little patriotic. Let's do "God Bless America." God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. There you go, guys.
Yeah.
Start that show off.
Yeah.
I got nothing. It's
Yeah.
show's over.
I
You can't follow that.
Oh, you can follow it.
He can sing.
he can sing,
Everybody
right?
knows singers are the coolest. I'm cop, but I can sing.
Instead of
Then
I'm
he
a
does
singer,
it.
I was a cop
Yeah.
once. We're
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
working on that one.
Yes.
It worked backwards for me.
Hey, I told him, I said, you get a contract. I'm your manager. I'm the man. Tell him to call me. We'll hook it up.
And it sounded good.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, you just
Was your
got
earphones
some-
off?
whatever, dude. I was getting hot, just saying.
We actually just
We
we actually just dubbed yours in. I wasn't singing.
patriotism,
Little Barry White here.
We need to separate you two. Oh, man.
Yeah.
No, we got chemistry.
America.
Amen.
Wow. Now, something we did here, JoAnn, you shared a story with me about an air horn or something. A siren.
That rescue call I went on?
Yeah. Why don't you share that with everybody? Tell us what happened.
So when you live in a small state and you live in the country, we have a lot of old back roads, and they're very turny and twisty and windy. And we were responding mutual aid to the next town over. And going down one of these back roads, we always do the air horn. So as it coming around the corner, the siren's going, woo, woo, woo. And I went, and there was this poor guy.
Wait. What did that sound like again?
The woo, woo, woo.
No, the other
Oh,
one.
the Yeah.
Okay.
So I did the coming around the corner for cars coming so that they would know that I'm coming in this big, huge international heavy rescue ambulance. And unbeknownst to me, there is a gentleman out there mowing his grass, just minding his own business, pushing the mower. And the scared the crap out of him and he fell over. Jumped out of his skin and fell over. I felt so bad and we laughed about it for days.
because it was totally bad.
At his expense.
You laughed at the man in pain. I mean,
And all he was trying to do is you as Moa.
yeah. Wait, what was he
Hey.
doing out there again?
He was mowing the grass.
With
What was he using?
A mower?
Moa.
Oh,
A mower.
Okay, Moa.
A mower.
A lawn mower?
Lawnmower.
Did he have his beer in a cooler?
Probably.
Okay, we're good.
Have any butter?
Was the horn
He
necessary?
had some beers in his cooler.
It's cooler. I'm still on Moa.
Hey,
Y'all done moved on. I'm still on Moa. I can't comprehend.
don't pick on my mower.
I gotta say, who taught you how to spoke?
Well, if you have more
I
than
gotta
one, it's
say it.
Samoa. So
It's the dialect where I'm from.
I give it to you. I'm still learning English myself.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's hard sometimes. Some days it's hard to talk. Sometimes it's hard to,
Moa.
Mower.
lawn
All right.
mower.
I want Moa.
That's pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, we got it now. We got it. We're good.
Yeah. Just think Billy Idol.
We're trying to move on here.
I can't.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
okay. Whew. Everybody's good?
Yeah.
Reset. All right.
What's that?
Officer Britton, you've been an officer for a while now.
21 years.
21 years. You've
You're
been.
old.
Yeah, I mean, that makes you kind of old, right?
That
Multiple,
old.
multiple agencies, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, you got any stories in that time you've been at these multiple agencies?
Unfortunately, I do.
What you got for us?
I mean, how far back you want to go? 'Cause let's see.
The first
okay.
call you went on that you were like, what the hell is happening?
I can tell you my first day.
Oh,
2003. It was December 19th. I graduated on the 18th, and I had to be at work the next morning, so there was no partying for me. Got in the car. I already knew my training officer. She showed up at graduation. I was like, hey, I'm training you. It's like, okay, cool. Me and Officer Thayer. Never forget it. First call right out of the bat. Shooting.
Wow.
I was like,
Wow.
that was easy.
I don't know. Like, I grew up in Memphis, but it was like, you don't really know your city till you're the police. You learn everything. Like, oh, this part of town, this and that. We hightail it to a call. Somebody got shot with a 20 gauge in his mouth.
Oh,
The other guy pistol whipped with it.
Ooh.
Suspect took off running. The guy actually told us who did it. The one that got shot.
in the mouth.
He's holding his brain, and he goes, TT did it. We're like, TT. Nickname. Tells us where he lives because he knew his mom. Somehow.
Oh my God.
We go to the apartment and we find TT hiding in the closet. He's like, how you know it's me? How you know I did it? He's got a gold grill. It says TT. That's the very first call I went on. That's the first call.
First call you went on.
First
was
call
call.
I went on.
Wow.
Was a TT call.
TT.
TT call. Wow.
How do you write that up? I didn't even know how to write it up. I had no idea what I was doing. I barely got to the location. And I was like, okay, so this is how it is.
That's like a make or break call. That's like, am I coming back tomorrow or not?
Or it's just a Tuesday in Memphis. But
Well, that's that too.
yeah.
Wow. No, I didn't see. I knew you were going to have some good stuff for us. I mean, being in Memphis, because you've always got something to share out of Memphis. And,
Yeah.
and I mean, it's like Wild Wild West stuff going on up there.
Yeah, the West don't even come out there. No.
West are too scared to come.
Yeah. I tell you, Memphis is so bad that the murder rate would be higher if it wasn't for the Med Hospital.
Really?
Because they save everybody. They do they are good with gunshots. If they were just like, nah, we're gonna do the minimum, it would be skyrocketing.
Wow.
Oh, that's crazy. Good for them, though. You know, thanks to them for what they do.
Oh, they got it bad. It's nonstop.
Wow.
So we visit regularly, well, when we can, but you know, it's just gotten too bad, man. And that's why my wife decided, she said, hey, we're moving to Texas. You're welcome to come.
Better find yourself a job.
All right. If you're going to put it that way. So here I am in Texas. It's a lot better.
Nice.
Get
Glad to have you.
shot at less.
We're worse at shooting, though. You've been shot at more. Does that mean it?
Yeah. It was good. Very good. Ain't nothing wrong with running. Nothing wrong with running.
Anything crazy? I mean, anything like off the wall, funny kind of stuff.
Yeah. Lots of stuff.
See if we can handle it.
Okay.
Man. Give us your best shot. No pun
But
intended.
it's just weird. Like, you know, you go to a call it's a shooting call. Somebody got into it with his girlfriend, baby mama. They're doing their natural thing. He takes off running. He fires off a few rounds when we show up just because. So and he jumps in this, you know, this tree line. He's just, you know, we're not going up in there. It's nighttime. He's just back there yelling, I ain't coming out. I'm coming out. I'm not coming out. We're just like, we're not going in. So while we're doing that, we're on the street, and it's close to the intersection of another street. And you just hear some brakes go, you know, just squeal into a stop. You see headlights, but you don't see the car. And we're just looking like, oh, did he come out? Did he almost get hit? And then you just see this woman, about maybe 300 pounds, no clothes on, just comes running past us. Doesn't say anything to us. And everybody else is just looking like,
Just another Tuesday.
We got
okay.
a streaker.
what do we do? And she's just like, there's nothing to it. And the car just drives off. Lady comes out. She's like, y'all see that? Yeah. We saw it. We
don't believe it.
We don't believe it. We don't know what to do with it.
We still processing.
So we call for somebody else. You know, hey, just check it out because we're still dealing with this. She's gone. They come up. They can't find her. And this isn't like the fastest person you could possibly. It was like, where did she go? And why was she naked? 2 questions that still haven't been answered. I mean, just stuff like that. Or I could talk about, you know, some of that First 48 stuff when I was in it. Yeah, some of those calls. It's not like being on a shooting call when somebody's, you know, the homicide's already out, and then another shooting happens while you're just trying to hold the scene 50 yards away from you.
Yeah.
Our friends over at the fire department, guys and girls over there, they come up with some pretty good stories sometimes. And I found myself around a actual firefighter that's from Arkansas back in, I guess it was March, that I ran into him. And I was asking him, hey, man, you got any funny on the job stories? And he's telling me, he's like, yeah, we responded to this one call where this lady got shot in her butt, shotgun. Like, well, that's not very funny. He said, well, we secured the gun. It was leaned up against the wall whenever the officers arrived, which I knew at this point, I wasn't sure there's much credit in the story because he said when the officers arrived, I'm like, okay, your fire department, you got there first. Yeah, highly believable, right?
Yeah, I
Not
don't
gonna
think you went
happen.
in without the police being there first.
So anyways, the officer went to retrieve the shotgun, and he said, hey, I wouldn't touch that. The officer said, why not? I said, I just don't touch it. And he said he got busy with stuff and all that. And he finally got back around to the officer and said, man, I would not touch that. And the officer said, why not? And he said, because they were putting that shotgun in places it ain't supposed to be. And apparently,
Shut up.
No. You know, no.
Stop.
This is the way the
Stop.
story goes. This is what I was told.
Stop.
So, anyways, that shotgun was in places it wasn't supposed to be. And so the officer said, well, why in the hell is it loaded? Apparently that adds to the effect, I guess. So any hunters out there, any shooters out there, I tell you what, in this case, we don't call it buckshot, we call it butt shot because apparently it went off. So
That is
just
okay. So I can think of so many other things to do for fun.
yeah. There's like you missed on episode 1. We had old JoAnn Jackson in here. His fun was throwing his motorcycle down.
A few scratches.
Don't know.
But did it
find a
look cool
kickstand.
doing it? Yeah. Couldn't find a kickstand.
Well, it was intimidating enough to have some guys like just, okay, we give up.
Well, think about this. You throw your motorcycle down, boom, I'm a badass and
A
go up there.
6'6" guy with the motor boots and the big helmet
Yeah.
with the flip up thingy. And
Damn, I forgot to ask you. I was going to ask Josh, hey, with those motor boots, I mean, do you sleep in those and stuff?
because they're custom.
They're a pain to get off too.
They are. They're custom.
You been in motor boots before?
I've seen somebody trying to get out of them, and they have big calves. It was not pretty. It was a team effort. Like for real. Like, I thought you just bought the boots. You don't just buy them. They're like, no, man, they got to get them custom made for you. I'm like, they made them for this guy's legs.
I think maybe he developed some muscle. Maybe.
That's
Well, you don't see a patrol officer. He's going to respond to an emergency call, and he comes flying up in his Tahoe or his Crown Vic or whatever, and just comes up to the scene and just runs it into a wall or something and jumps
Forgets
out.
to put it in park.
Yeah,
You got to make a statement sometimes.
just-
You know, you guys. You just
Rear end
can't.
the car in
It's the
front of you.
same old. Stop. Put it in parks. There's no squealing. There's no brake. You know, there's no sliding. Nah,
just-
man. You gotta let them know who's boss when you show up.
just
Come in
Come-
sideways.
Exactly.
fly around the
With a
corner.
whoop
and
whoop and whoosh,
Fly around
slide
the-
right in.
Exactly.
come flying around the corner, just smash right into a wall, jump out. Y'all under arrest.
Hit something that won't warrant a report. You know what I mean? Like the trash can. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, those bounces. Good.
Exactly. No
Yeah, yeah.
scratches.
Kind of like the orange traffic cones and the big orange barrels.
I'm showing them respect. I'm like, that's a G move right there. Look how he rolled up, scaring everybody.
Man, yeah, there's been so many incidents I know of just throughout my career that, people leaving jumping out in case of an emergency. They got emergency going on, going after a couple burglars, and it's a hot call. And you got rookie flies up there, and he grabs his shifter and throws it up in what he thinks park. He never got it in park. He left it in reverse. He got out of his car. Bad guys go to jail, come out.
Where's the car?
Where's car? Car's over there because car drove off on its own because you didn't put it in park.
There was a local department this past week. There was a video shared. They pulled up. I don't know if it was on a call or if they were just out with some juveniles at the basketball court. But it was dark. They pulled up to get out of their vehicle, and the next thing you know, they're both running back to get in the truck as it's rolling away.
Like I said, you got to make a statement.
Mm-hmm.
We gonna
Sometimes it's the wrong statement, but it's a statement
Still
either way.
statement.
Yeah. All right. We'll be back after this break. And we're back. Everybody enjoy that break?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
Very, very refreshing.
it was.
How were your donuts?
The donuts were good.
I agree. The donuts were good. I mean, he did a good job. He were good donuts.
No lie. They were sprinkled donuts. Very festive.
Pink frosting.
I tried to eat half, but it didn't work out. I ended up eating two.
If you eat half, that's just the whole part.
I know. It's
You got to start from the inside, not the outside.
they had
They
sprinkles.
haven't taught you nothing, man.
I tried.
No wonder you can't buy dope.
Oh,
Hey, I tried.
that sounds like a story right there.
Yeah, it is.
All right, let's hear it.
So, yeah, I couldn't, when I was doing undercovers, I couldn't buy any type of drug at all. I went to private schools. I can't, doesn't come off real. Now, if I was on the college campus, I could. Oh, it worked out. It's fine. But you go in the hood, no. So they didn't even have me. So they had my friend as a joke, Officer Washington. He's even worse than me.
Oh, damn. We just dropped his name, too, man.
But where is he from? He's safe.
So they sent him out, and we're listening to it on the mini mic and everything. He's all mic'd up. We're listening to it. He goes, "Excuse me, sir. Do you know where I can procure some marijuana?" Our lieutenant about lost it. We just called him, "Hey, dude, just come on back. Just come on back. It's not gonna work out." Abort. Dude, the dude's on the street. "Man, you the police. Get away from over here. You ain't selling you." And it was just downhill from there. We're like, you know what, Wash, we're not gonna have you out here anymore. Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Well, he trying to procure some.
When he said that, we were all in the van just like, what'd he say? We were looking up procure. What does that mean? Oh, okay. Yeah, don't do that.
That's funny.
Curtis, any good advice stories down there?
I might have a couple. I mean, I spent about a little over 3.5 years in Vice. Some of the things we did was, we did pick up prostitutes. They weren't very heavy.
Really?
I mean,
That's
they were light. But
Gotcha.
one of the things that we did do is we had to go into game rooms. And most people don't know, yes, it is illegal to gamble in Texas. And, you have to go to Oklahoma. But anyways, they would send us into game rooms with money to see if they would, pay us out and whatnot. And so this one time, I went into a game room. And it was me and my partner. Of course, we walked in. We're two white dudes, just all bearded up. They're trying to play the part. And they have what's considered like cop checks. So they're going to ask you questions. They're going to look you up and down, and make sure you ain't a cop because they know the regulars.
You a
So me-
cop?
you a cop? I was like, no, man, I'm not a cop. Anyway, so I walk in, sit down on a machine. My buddy, he walks across the table. He walks across the room and sits down another machine, and the girl just beeline straight to him. And I can hear out the corner of my ear, she's like, where are you from? He's like, Fort Worth. She's asking him question after question. How old are you? He's like, I'm 42. What year were you born? I mean, just almost like stuff that cops would do, right? But she's wanting to make sure that you're not a cop. And so after about 6 or 7 minutes of her just berating my partner, and finally she's like, okay. So she walks over to me, and I see she zones in on me. I'm like, shit. Okay, Curtis, keep it straight, Curtis. You've got this. You've got this. And she sits down and she goes, are you a cop? And I said, with a body like this? And she goes, yeah, you're pretty fat. And I was like, beep, please. I was like, I mean, I knew I had a bit of a gut, but I was like, please, you could, sugarcoat it. Like, no, sweetheart, you can be anything you want to be. But no, she's like, oh, yeah, you can't be a cop even that fat.
Wow.
So. It still hurts, even though it still hurts.
You can see the pain in his eyes here.
It still hurts. It still hurts. Well, at least you didn't get slapped.
Slapped?
Yeah.
Who got slapped?
Who got slapped?
I got slapped.
Did you deserve it? Oh, no, this is a story. Go ahead. Jump in there.
Me and 3 other guys, we were riding around and we were bored. And what we were doing was, hitting high crime areas. We're in an unmarked plain car, no uniforms. We got a vest. We got regular shirts over our vests. Somebody gets the bright idea. Hey, prostitute right there. Yeah. Let's try to pick her up, man. We get a quick arrest out of it. Probably get some dope. Nah, I don't think it's a good idea. Nah, come on, man. Look, I'm running out the window. You start talking to her. Fine. Rolls down the window. What's up, girl? She comes over. Y'all the police. No, I ain't the police. Slap. Before I could even ask. No prices, no nothing. She just reached in and just slaps me.
Customer service ain't what it used to be.
No, bedside manner horrible.
No, not at all. And she knew we weren't going to do anything because we didn't want to blow the cover. We just rolled down the window and drove off, and everybody's looking at me like, that didn't work out like we planned. We didn't really plan it. Y'all just got me slapped in the face by a nasty prostitute. So...
Well, they normally charge extra for that. So you got lucky.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I got a deal. So it was free.
That was free. First time's free.
Well, I also remember a time when, like I say, tactics can go a lot, and through the years that we've been cops, you see them evolve, right? So you see the tactics like, a lot more officer safety than it used to be. So when I was in Vice, we were still working through some of that stuff, right? So that the upper echelon or whoever it was that had to be said, hey, what we're going to do is we're going to go to this game room. We're going to send 2 guys in. When you finally get PC, one of y'all text me, and we're going to have, SWAT or whatever hit the building, and they're going to go in there and they're going to secure everybody. But you're going to keep your persona. You're under arrest. Okay, we got this. Of course, what do they do? They zip tie folks, right? So we're in there and we're doing our thing, and I text my sergeant. We're good. I got PC. God. All of a sudden, a few minutes later, doors open and they come in. Everybody, sit where you at, sit where you at. The whole thing. They put zip ties on everybody. Well, of course, most of the guys that are putting zip ties, they know what I look like. They know what my partner looks like. So they walk over to me and they put the zip ties on. And they're not too tight. I'm okay, I'm fine. So I'm sitting there like this, just kind of all broken hearted, acting like I just got arrested by the popo. Well, then he goes with my buddy, and apparently he didn't realize it was Brad. And he takes this zip ties and he goes, 3 times too tight. So we're sitting there for about 45 minutes, an hour, waiting to process the scene. And the whole time, no one can see me. I'm sitting there, and I would pull my hand out of the zip tie, and I'd put my hand back in. And I look over at my buddy Brad, and his hands are blue. He's shaking. It's hurting so bad. And I look over at Brad, I go, and just shake my nose again and put it right back in. And no one, for 45 minutes, no one noticed that I was taking my hand out of the zip tie, scratching something, pointing at people, and putting it right back in the zip tie. And they never even noticed it the whole time I was doing that. And we got done, and poor Brad, his hands were just red. When we got back to the truck, he was cussing me up in one side, down the other about it.
I'm glad Brad got to keep his hands. He did, right?
Yeah.
Well, the left one, yeah. So.
Wow.
Zip ties don't feel good at all.
The left one. So I guess that's workers' comp, kind of. I don't know how you write it up.
You got to be creative.
Jeez.
It's all how you articulate, right?
Man,
Yeah, I don't think the city's going to go for the excuse that you used.
Yeah. Workers' comp. I got arrested at
yeah.
work, and the zip ties were too
What were you arrested
tight.
for?
Yeah, for gambling.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Which is
Denied.
illegal where?
Only in Texas.
Only in Texas. Yeah, I guess only in Texas. I don't know, right? All I know is for Texas, we got to go to Oklahoma if we want to gamble.
Speaking of Oklahoma, just throw it out there. Technically, this is Oklahoma because you live so far away.
No,
This is so far away.
no.
No, Oklahoma's
Bite your
still
tongue.
like 30, 40 minutes, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
There we go. It doesn't even show the line. You stay so far away from everybody. It doesn't even show a line between Texas and Oklahoma.
There's a whole river there.
Yeah,
count.
there's a river.
Yes, it
I gotta
does.
see the line on Google Maps. The
It's
actual
red. It
line.
blends in.
You need to get an old MapQuest out.
Print it off.
Q17.
Oh, was it MapQuest or was it Mapsco?
Mapsco.
Mapsco.
Page 79 R3. Got it.
Okay, now I got to go to
Then you still got to find it in a little square.
S5 to find the continuation of it.
Well, that definitely I wouldn't have showed up if that was the case.
No, this probably isn't on it.
No.
No,
I
because
got an error message on my navigation.
mine stops working. I have to take a screenshot because
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Who you hiding from?
yeah.
Just
Who are you
that-
hiding from?
This whole area is probably like, what is it?
Drug
Witness
lords?
protection. For real, man. You can tell me.
There's a lot of GPS can't even find the place. Yeah,
Yeah.
they just leave you hanging out at the end of the street, whatever.
I like when you go to people's houses and their Wi-Fi says FBI van.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, the first time you see that, you're like, you do? You lift
What?
up the blind to see if there's a van there. You're like, you knew better,
Who's
but you
outside?
still looked.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I remember, man, we did some time together whenever you first we worked together, same agency for quite some time. And when you first came on board or whatever, you were stuck with me for a little while. You jump inside the squad car, throw GPS up on dash, and you think you're good to go. Remember?
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
That was the only way I could find anything, man.
Oh, dude, that's cheating.
I don't know what. It's a whole new state.
Okay, I gave you props on your evals at first. Cause hey man, it's technology. It's pretty creative and stuff. And then you came in one day and I'm like, oops, your GPS don't work today. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you cussed me, right?
Oh, see, Brian had printouts, photocopies of his sector, and they colored them different colors, so they knew where the beats were, where the sector dividers were, and everything. I still have them somewhere.
They all got maps nowadays.
Yeah.
Pops up on the screen. Boom. Here's your map. Here's how to get to where you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I was just happy we had computers.
my whole takeaway from that was that, do you realize that criminals and cops are the ones that say that we did time together? Have you ever noticed that? Hey, yeah, we did time together. Yeah, man, up on 7th Street. Man, that was like a 4-hour shift we did. But it's just different when you hear convicts talk about it. It's like, we're the only ones that say it that way. You don't see doctors
Yeah.
going, man, you remember that time we did doing that root canal?
No. They used to work together.
It doesn't work with them. It only works with cops and criminals. We have more in common than we thought, I guess.
Exactly.
Wow.
We did do time together.
Yeah, we served a little time together. All right, now you're telling me on break the old story from your old alma mater there, and outside your courtroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the courtroom is, you got to go downstairs, and then all the courtrooms are, and you sit in the middle. You sit and wait in line to get for tickets and cases and everything, because they wouldn't let it get too full in the courtrooms. So there's a staircase in this one particular place that's next to the door to where you would go in, sign for your court time when you were done. Or when you show up, you sign in, you sign out, right? There's a small bench coming down, like right on the side of the staircase. Probably sit about 5 or 6 people. And that is like the bench of the unclean, because for some reason that is the spot where people would sit. Now this is outside of an actual courtroom where the sheriff stands watching the door and everything. Someone decided they were just gonna slide off on the end instead of getting up, going to the bathroom, and just start dropping it right there.
What?
Drop it like it's hot.
Dropping it. Nobody saw it until like we were coming out. We're just like,
Yeah, you smell it before you see it. Is the case.
somebody just like, we're thinking, yeah, it was like a constant, like a constant fart. So the sheriff's outside. He just like, man, who had this
Curtis.
thinking? So I'm like, no, it was thick. It was thick.
You're studying
And then-
this, right?
And then when they found it, it was like, it wasn't like a little, like a pebble, like, just squeeze one off. No, man, it was full on like Taco Bell with the sauce. It was there, and nobody saw anything. Nobody could figure it out, and it happened again like a few weeks later.
Was this the age before cameras or something?
Man, look here.
Here we go.
There probably were some cameras. I don't think they were working. I don't think anybody was watching them. Nobody decided. It's like, what are you going to do, though?
Who wants to go back and see that video anyways?
Like, how you gonna find a guy or a girl or whoever? I'm trying to figure out. My thing was, how did you do it? How did you work it out? Like, what was the technique?
Just one cheek on, one cheek off.
Okay.
But were you wearing pants?
Exactly, pants and underwear. How we working that out?
Like, how do you
get out your pants?
How do you get out of
Let's
your
just
pants?
be equal opportunity. They could have been wearing a skirt.
Yeah.
Well, they could. Very, very true.
Okay.
Yeah.
They could have been wearing a skirt, but still, you have to pull unless it's a.
We don't know. Go ahead.
Unless it's
Enlighten
a
us.
prostitute and she's wearing a short skirt that doesn't just covers and.
Nah, prostitutes are up on the second level. This is the first floor.
Oh.
She wouldn't have been
We have
down
standards.
There. Yeah,
Oh,
they have their own
standards?
court. They have their own court.
I don't
Yeah.
know then.
Smell like feet and corn chips in there. It's, yeah, but this here was just, yeah, like I got to know the process. That's the only thing that puzzled me was like, man, that's bad, but
Like, how did that happen?
it's,
You losing sleep at night over this one, huh?
man, you just got, you always have to go in there every court. No matter what court you went to, you had to go in there. Like, there's a different way to get in. But you got to go along a back hallway and everything where the prosecutors go. This was the closest to where you got to go and sign in. You just reliving the crime every time you go by. It's like, that's just bad.
I remember back in the day when
There was poop right there.
right there.
Lots of poop.
Maybe they just scared it out of her.
A serial pooper.
Okay, yes, scared it out of her. How did you do it? Nobody see it.
Maybe she brought it with her.
That's skill. That's skill.
There you go.
That's skill. Okay.
Maybe they
Well,
they brought it with them and put it there.
Here's your one about scaring the poop. Okay, since we're on the subject.
This
we have-
reminds you of
do we have-
something.
It does. I'm sorry, it does.
How is there more
So
poop stories?
there's always more poop stories. Okay, so back in my rookie year days, even no matter what time you're a cop, you find a safe space you need to go. You need to have your haven before you drop that belt, right?
Yeah.
So one day we're driving around, my partner, he's driving. I'm just sitting there, and he's like, "Hey man, we're gonna go back to the sector." I'm like, "Man, we're like 18 minutes away." He's like, "I gotta go." So by the time we get there, he's not feeling too good, and he realized he maybe should have stopped somewhere else because he's already passed his threshold. So he gets up there and he pulls up to the back door, and we can see the back door. The back door is maybe 6 to 8 feet away from the front of the car, and he gets out and he's doing the. I'm like, man, this must be bad.
Turtle.
So then he takes about 4 more steps. Now he's at the front of the hood. I'm like, oh, he's gonna make it. He's gonna make it. He stops. He does the whole,
Is he unbuckled yet? Is
He's
he
not, no. If you unbuckle, you're over with. You cannot unbuckle.
That's holding it in.
So then right as he gets to the edge of the hood, he finally says, "Okay, this is my leap of faith." He takes 1 step, and I hit the freaking air horn, and he went down to his knees. Crying, down to his knees crying. And about that time, the door slides open. Everybody in the report room comes running out to try to figure out why the air horn went off. And there's my partner crying, red, trying not to just drool himself. And then he finally, it's all said and done. He comes in. I was like, man, this guy's going to kill me. He is going to kill me. And so he gets back. He shuts the door. He just looks over at me and goes, man, that was freaking funny, dude. And we were partners for life at that.
Yeah.
Only men can do that stuff to each other.
Yeah. This is how relationships are solidified right here.
Absolutely.
You
Yes.
know who you are.
Yeah. We're drinking beers after that one. Yeah. Because you can't get mad when the timing is right and it's perfect.
Oh, 100%.
No, when it's perfect,
If
you just like,
if I'd have been a half a second off on that horn, this would not be a story at this point.
you got him at
It would have been
turtle.
hazmat. I caught him in mid clinch, thank goodness. So
See, it only gets worse when you have the one you got the transport
oh yeah.
and they
Oh.
poop.
Oh.
I had to do that recently, about a year ago. It was, I mean,
You were being transported?
And you
I was transporting one. He was like 6'4", big guy.
That's a lot of stuff.
Big guy, got some problems going on. He's just standing in front of an apartment complex. He's wrapped in a shirt, and someone gave him like one of those, what is it, the Mylar stuff for heat. The
Blanket thing.
blanket,
Okay.
yeah,
The
heat
metal.
blanket,
Yeah.
So he's got that. That's what people called on. They're like, this guy's out here. He's got some shiny stuff around him, and he looks crazy. Whatever. You roll up. Okay. All right. But he's holding his clothes, and it's just full. It looks like fudge, but it was, he had a rough day. So I roll up, and I'm
poor
like,
guy.
what's going on, man? Everybody's mean to me. They're making fun of me. Well, why do you think they're doing that? And he just holds it up like I'm just supposed to know. He's like, you see? You pooped yourself, didn't you? I got problems. Yeah, you got a couple right now. You don't have any clothes on. You're wearing a blanket. You stick out. What can I do for you? You give me a ride. I don't think so.
No.
No.
I don't think so.
That Mylar does not have very like
How about I
tensile
get you
strength.
an Uber? He's like, fine. I call an Uber. Uber shows up. looks, that's okay. Cancel, drives off. All right, man, look. I give you a ride. I give you a ride to the bus stop. Best I can do for you. Okay. You got some bottled water or something? Yeah, I got some. I'm thirsty. Well, we're going to use it for something else. You're going to have to wash off some of that before you get in the back of this car. And everybody know the back windows don't roll down.
Oh, no.
Man, I said, hold on, I got to get the truck ready. I turned the AC on full blast. I had to
Cold.
get all the fresh air I could get up front with me first.
Yep, make it cold. It doesn't smell as bad.
Make it cold, because if it's hot, it's going to get to you. It's just going to stick on your nose.
It's gonna be in your clothes.
Stick on your nose.
It's just,
Feel
And
it
your
in my mouth.
hair,
It's on
and
your mustache. You
hair.
smell it for days.
Oh.
yeah. So I figured, you know what? Fine. I get him in. I'm like, dude, I'm gone. Like, boom. Partner shows up. He's like, where you going? I'm just taking him down to the bus station. I'm flying. Every light. Whoop, whoop. Turn the lights on, right? Whoop.
Whoop whoop.
See? Turn the lights on. Get there. As soon as we pull up, I think I made it. All right. Open the door. He goes, man, I'm sorry.
Oh.
I told you Mylar does not have tensile strength. That stuff doesn't hold anything back.
I said, what do you mean you sorry? Man, my stomach started hurting. Man, you didn't poop in my truck, did you? It's just a little bit.
Oh.
Dude, you are 6'4". There is no little bit about anything. The word little doesn't approach you at all. Get out. It's just, and it's on the seat running down to the floor.
Oh. Please tell me you have the plastic seats.
Yes.
Thank God.
Yes. Oh, yeah, I got the plastic seats.
But they're still inside his
They're
car.
still
though.
inside the car.
Well, now you're gonna go to the car wash and wash it out.
Yeah, went to the city shop on that one.
Ugh.
Air blasted, I think, 15, 20 minutes. Took a lunch on that one.
Oh, Lord. It's time for a break. That's
Sorry.
enough crap for now. We'll be,
Enough crap.
we'll be back in just a minute.
Everybody loves poop.
Welcome back, everybody.
It was good to stretch my legs.
Yeah, it was nice. That was a good break. Very refreshing.
It is.
Yeah. All right, what you guys want to talk about now?
Rookies.
Rookies. Ooh. All right, man. Let's have it.
Things have changed. I mean,
Really?
I
Yeah, they
know
have.
I've been doing this for 20-some years, but I remember coming out, you just sat in the car, you shut up, you listened, you did what you're supposed to do. You knew you were going to mess up. You accepted it, and you just kept on going. And eventually, you learned something.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you also touched on something earlier. Cell phones have changed how rookies or even policing is nowadays. Because when you guys were in the horse and carriage kind of stages, there was no
Horse and
kind
buggy.
of there was no, you didn't have cell phones. So, and even when I came out, I had to take my cell phone and throw it in my duty bag. I was not allowed to carry my cell phone because he was worried that I'd be talking on it.
So you got any good stories of any rookies lately?
Yeah. Any good rookie stories?
Yeah. I had
Well,
one that was got scared by a bird at night.
Birds can be very scary.
So
what
can
kind of
acorns.
bird? What did this
Okay.
bird? What did this bird
Pterodactyl?
sound like?
Actual, I think it was an actual peacock. No, it's not a
A peacock?
parrot. It
Oh,
was like one of those pet parrots, one of those big
like
ones
one of
with
the
the
big
long
ones.
feathers. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, he got scared about that
In the wild?
in the backyard.
Oh.
Yeah, scared him, and then
Never seen a bird before?
We need our older people to teach the younger people, but there is life outside of once you retire.
Absolutely. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today's show. Y'all stay safe out there. You guys watch each other 6.
Bye.
Have a good day, guys.
Be safe.